Today we're going to take a look at a pretty exciting new product. This comes from a company called MealSpec. You can find them at MealSpec.com. And what they have is being billed as a revolutionary new way to heat rations out in the field. Most of my videos, we've seen the Flameless Ration heater in action. This is the heater that comes with the MREs. MealSpec's heaters are somewhat similar, but also very different. I haven't actually seen any. I'm going to open the box and I'm going to see them for the first time myself. And I wanted to share it with you guys too. So let's take a look. This is a box of 12 of these. No, I'm sorry. 5. Actually, I guess this is 20 of them. They sent these along to me so I could check them out and do a little review on them. As I said, this is my first time actually seeing these. I've seen some videos on them, but my first time actually seeing them in person. So we'll take a look at what they're all about, and we'll try one of them out. So I'm going to do a quick test of this, and just do a quick video, and then hopefully do a follow-up video later on where we'll go into a little more detail. And we'll compare these to the MRE Flameless Ration heaters. I think it's a bit unfair to do a direct comparison just because MRE heaters aren't designed to cook anything. They only reach a peak temperature of about 165 degrees, and the average temperature is quite a bit lower than that. What makes these revolutionary is that they actually boil water. They have a peak temperature of about 220 and an average temperature over 10 to 12 minutes of about 180 degrees. So we'll see that these are going to be a lot more useful in the field for a lot more reasons. But anyway, we'll go into that more later. Right now, let's take a look at the directions on this. It says to tear open the bag, take out the foil bag inside, open the foil bag and put the inside heater element back into the sleeve. So we'll do that. Tear it off at the top here. So the heating element inside is packaged on its own. And I think we'll see the reason for it. This is probably more of a safety thing than anything. It may help shelf life too, but these things are going to be pretty powerful. So here's the heating element. It's a little pouch full of whatever they use to make the magic happen. So I'll put that back in here. It says to add the food. Since MRE entrees are already fully cooked and just need to be heated, I'm going to attempt today to hard boil an egg. I bought these this morning at the grocery store. It's a normal, average, everyday egg. Throw that in here. Alright, after insert unopened meal dish into the sleeve. It says to have the sleeve leaning against something before adding water. Although it doesn't say a rock or something, I'm going to go ahead and use a rock. Just because that's what we do. It says add water to sleeve up to the fill line. This is the fill line here. About 3 to 4 ounces. Close the Ziploc quickly at the top. After 12 minutes, the meal is ready to eat. Open the Ziploc and remove the meal dish. Unfortunately, I don't really have a timer to use today. I'm just going to use my watch. We have the egg in there. And the heating element. Add 4 ounces of water. Zip this up. And let's see what happens. there it goes. Took a little bit longer than expected. You can see it starts steaming up pretty good. And they say that you don't want to activate this with nothing inside to be cooked. Apparently the Ziploc will pop open. Ooh, that steam is hot. Yeah, so it's been about a minute since I activated this. And although I don't have a heat gun, I do have one of these little kitchen thermometers here. I'm just going to see what this is doing right now. Now you can see that, but it's already up to 180. It's going up to 190. I'm kind of interfering with it by blocking this hole, but I just want to see where this is going to. And right now it's just about 200. So I'll let that keep working. 2 minutes. I'll give that a few minutes, we'll come back and check it out. The temperature is getting up to 200 degrees. This is after 5 minutes. It's still at just about 200 degrees. Still plenty of steam coming out of there. And the fact that this gets up to boiling sort of gives you an idea of how useful this can be in the field. It certainly can be used to heat up an MRE entree. There's no doubt about that. But you can also actually cook things. You can obviously hard boil an egg. You can cook fish fillets. Anything that you would cook using boiling water, you could do that without needing a fire. Most MREs come with these hot beverage bags. All it is a Ziploc bag, but you can see how it can come in handy here because it's meant to be used with a lot of heat. So you could put a fish fillet in here, put something else in there. You can do cans of Hormel chili, you can do cans of Chef Boyardee, vegetables, anything that's canned or packaged food. You could also put water into these to heat up water. You can sterilize water. You can sterilize medical equipment if you need to do some minor surgery in the field. You can sterilize a razor blade, some scissors, some needles if you need to make some sutures or stitches. It can definitely come in handy. 7.5 minutes. At this point it's cooled down to, if you could call it that, 180 degrees. And this is what it should remain at from after the first few minutes for about 10 to 12 minutes. Okay, it has now been 13 minutes. Give it an extra minute because it took a little longer than I thought to get activated. I'm going to take this egg out. I'm going to try to take this egg out anyway. Wow. There's your egg. I'm just going to throw that in some cold water for a few seconds. Now this does say that the heater and its byproducts are not intended for human consumption. So I would assume if you wanted to actually do this and eat this egg, you'd probably want to, well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if the shell would protect it or not, but just to be safe, I'd probably throw it into a Ziploc bag of some sort. Now to check out the egg. And we've got it's like what I'd probably call a slightly soft boiled egg. Got a little bit of liquid up on the top here, which I think actually is probably because I had this part was in the water, so it probably absorbed more heat. If I add a little bit more water, I think this thing would be hard boiled pretty good. So anyway, that was a first look at MealSpec's individual Flameless Ration heater.